Hello, hello, hello. Is this thing on? Ah, hello. So, welcome to our seminar, marchfabrik, which is a 64K tool environment production line. And if you don't know BeRo, BeRo cannot speak physically, and therefore I am here to comment what BeRo is going to show us. This is going to be a very interesting experience. We're actually going to show multiple tools. This is a main tool for sequencing 64K. There's also actually two music programs that BeRo wrote because he is an insane person. And actually, we're also going to show a tool that I wrote for graphic generation, which is vector-based, but more on that later. I think we will just start with presenting this. And what BeRo is loading now is, I think, his winner entry from TUM 2011, 9? No, it's test. Okay, it did not win. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, what we see here is the shader editor. We see 4 tabs up there: shader, scenes, frame buffer objects, and music. And this is a shader editor, vertex shader, fragment shader. This is probably obvious. This is a sequencer bar. Yeah. So how does this work? You write your shader code and you assign a scene. You assign your shader code to a scene, and inside a scene, am I too fast? I don't know. I have no idea what you're going to show. In a scene, you can add envelopes. Which then are triggered as soon as the scene is played in the sequencer. There's new music. Maybe it's better that way. I think BeRo is now showing us that as soon as the scene is triggered, the envelope will play back. Honest. Yeah. Yeah, the output of the envelope is going to the uniform flow D1, as BeRo just pointed out. Just stating the obvious here. Was? So, yeah, you can also render scenes to frame buffer objects. You right-click here, you can select your target, invisible, screen, or FBO. And you can use that FBO as an input texture for your other shader code. So I should probably tell something about how the internal rendering pipeline works here. I think it's rendered just top-down with some blending features. You can also set the size of the frame buffer objects. What we see here, there's 6 frame buffer objects with half the size of the original resolution. This is quite obvious, the music settings that are necessary. The timeline itself is actually has a lot of features. It has various keyboard shortcuts that I all forgot. Can you actually hear me? I hope so. So there's drag and drop and copy and super copy. And it's not crashing yet. Whee! So yeah, this is the timeline itself. It has even undo. Yeah, I think this is also quite self-explanatory. Can align to various rows. This is or ticks. So it's really easy to make synced stuff. And more editor features such as looping. Okay. There's also some tools. I think we should show the music stuff first. This works. Okay, BeRo is now trying to start one of the other tools, Cream Tracker, which is actually a modified S3M player engine, which has some nice features for small music. And if you might remember our seminar from last year, it's actually using the technology that we presented here, also written by BeRo and me a bit. Mostly BeRo, which is a just-in-time compiler to write your audio DSP code. We had this last year. This is a global code editor. You can also write your own mixing routines for each channel if you want to, so you can make all sorts of wicked effects. Sidechain compressing can be hacked into that quite easily. Instruments can either be a sample, just like S3M, or it can be a code, just as well. We see here the super saw code, which we should not call super saw code because it's a copyrighted word, I think. There's also more functions. I know, what are you showing now? Only lauter Schwanz. I think what BeRo is showing now is that we can also send pattern effects to the synthesizer code. Somewhere in there is yeah. Here we have a function to get the host value, and so you can change parameters inside your tracker interface. Whee! I like the gabba part. Play the gabba part again. Thank you. Yeah, this is the best stuff you can show at for a tool like this. Is this a sample, or is this the kick drum you just heard is actually a sample, but are you going to show this your? Okay, but he's going to show it on a different sample. What BeRo also has embedded in this tool is a sample resynthesizer, which means it analyzes a sample and it creates a synth patch to get as close to the sound as possible. This is quite lossy compression, so to say. It works good for some sorts of sounds, for others not so good. What we're hearing here now is a piano, I think. And you can see there's a size comparison indicator thing. Just play the resampled sample, I say. So what you're seeing here is the envelopes of all the sine oscillators that were created during the analysis, and this is the resynthesized piano sample sound you're hearing now. This is really actually this is quite cool stuff. And now we listen to a flute, and this is just 1 kilobyte of sound in a sample using this algorithm. It also works for vocals, of course, but the compression ratio isn't infinite, so you always also have a limited set of samples here. Do you have an example? Maybe play the
bass.
Great sample.
Bass.
And now he's converting it again and tweaking it. I have no idea what he's doing.
Base.
But we just
Base.
went from 50 kilobytes uncompressed to 4,000 bytes
Base.
uncompressed, which is also not so bad, I think.
Base.
Now we're starting to hear that it's actually very lossy, but just a bit more than a kilobyte compressed of data, which is quite nice. Okay, that's about this tool. Now we're going to take a look at Picatune 2, which is also a music tool that BeRo wrote, but he said it's also for non-coder musicians, but then again he showed me this, that it also has an input mode for assembly code, which is, yeah. But now this is actually operator stacking. Now let's, if you see the graph here, this is the structure of the song. Everything is going to the master, and lots of mix downs happen here and compression. Obviously, this state doesn't get saved. Okay, and you see some green dots in the mix operators, and this dot indicates that this actually is splitting the signals, or sending them on different cores. So this is actually multi-threaded, and you can edit in the here where the remaining operators should be split, that they're running on one core or another core. It also has a speech operator. Why don't you just play the tune? Okay, and this is all synthesized. There's no sampling support in here, I think. Oh, he says it is, but not in this build. Oh no, not in this track. Okay, how big is the track anyway? I'm wondering. Do you know? You can guess? Okay. Okay, he wants me to explain how the text-to-speech stuff works. Obviously, you can define rows where the word starts or ends, or both. I'm not familiar with that gesture. So the word goes until the pattern row as defined in the text. The one is hexadecimal, the other is not, so this is a bit more confusing, but actually obvious. So in the stacking itself, you can also use what? Yeah, maybe show the oscillator stacking stuff first. Okay, so you can also link various operators together so that, for example, if a node is triggered, an envelope in another operator is triggered, so you have envelopes on node events. And he's going to show us now, and I think he's making a new track for this. Yeah, now we give this first operator an ID, which is test here. Now we have a filter, and we tell it to synchronize to this test ID we just created. There's the envelope. Wonderful. And now we have a filter envelope for this oscillator. You can also stack multiple oscillators on top of each other. And you can tell the oscillator below how it should work with the signal from its operator above. So now we're phase modulating here. And one generator actually has 3 oscillators, which is also nice to know. Should it not play a sound now? I'm confused. Okay, BeRo just tells me that there's also a way to merge or link multiple generators without stacking them on top of each other. BeRo says this is important because this option tells whether or not the operators above should be rendered on the same core or not. So if you disable or enable no split, which means disable, it only works on one core. And okay, again we create an ID for the operator, and obviously the field is disabled. Restart. Okay. There's just the cursor missing. Hooray for Windows 8. And now again, the operator is synced to this ID. And the view shows that only the left generator is showing right now, playing right now. And this is the other generator. Ein bisschen weniger. Okay. I'm not sure if it's working what BeRo wants us to show, but maybe he's showing us another way now. Okay. Test. What was that now? I still have no idea what you're doing. Sorry. This is now they're synced as in what says nodes for both of the operators. Okay. So BeRo says now both of the operators are in sync, so that the other one is just behaving like the first operator. Ah, okay. And now BeRo is opening another tune. His Exi Music winner entry from 2011. This time he did actually win. Maybe you can show the whole operator tree first so people can get an idea on how it works. We see a lot of envelopes here. Okay, so it's Realign View is just a bug fix thing for Windows 7 and Windows 8. Who would have known? So you wanted to show us the envelope stuff in this tune, I think? Or was this everything already? Okay, now BeRo is going to play the track and he's going to show various envelopes that are inside this track. Maybe I just shut up and not try to guess what he's showing, because music will be playing anyway. All right. How big was the tune? I forgot. BeRo 2. Yeah, but this particular track, how big is it? I think it's interesting to know. Okay. Okay, this track is actually 32 kilobytes big because it uses a kick sample. So the kick is not itself synthesized. Too bad. Yeah, this tune also uses a pad synthesizer, which also adds a little bit of size, but yeah, it's 32 kilobytes. Yeah, he also has another script engine inside this tool to generate harmonics. He says this actually can sound good when inside this tune. So yeah, this is the pad synthesizer with some more effects and filters. It's not a bad resynthesis of strings, could be sampled maybe. Yeah, we have 20 minutes left, and now we're going to show us the last tool. Actually, we wanted to integrate everything into one big tool, but of course we failed. Also, I was sick the last few weeks. The gallery. And so this is something I wrote, and I just gonna show you a few screenshots. First, how does this work? What I wrote is a vector-based, kinda vector-based texture generator, and it's layer-based and operator-based. The operators are, you see the input function definition here. You put XY coordinate in, and you get a pixel out, and each operator calls its previous operator, so the last operator is called first. And layers have actually two lists of operators, because layers also can have sub-layers. So the normal operators only work on the current layer, and the post-fx operators, they can also affect the sub-layers. And now we're going to just go through the screenshots, and then I show you how the tool works. This is just testing the algorithm, guessing. There. Okay, go on. It's just. Then I tried writing a user interface for it and doodled around a lot. Even more, I tried writing a blur, but it's kind of stupid because since everything is vector and everything is size independent, my stupid implementation of a blur just puts a lot of layers slightly with a slight offset on top of each other, trying to blend it, but when everything is not size dependent and you zoom inside a blurred region, this is what you see. It's a bit bad. Now let's go. Continue. You can draw a lot of stuff. You can see, can guess what the operators do, but I'm going to show you soon. And I also added font support. And you can also apply operators on fonts, which is quite nice. I had a bit of problem with kerning. Everybody hates it. I tried doing graphics, but then I realized I'm a coder. This is a car. I'm almost proud of this one, actually. It's I will try to reproduce this image. This kind of looks ugly. And what's actually quite neat about this, I changed 2 parameters and got these screenshots. But then again, it's all in software and it's incredibly slow. So if I was a real coder and I wrote it maybe in a shader, it would be much faster. But right now, it's just as it is. OK. Now start the tool. OK. So how do I start? Oops. I'm a bit drunk, maybe. Your mouse is weird. So you have here is one layer. Let's start with the basic stuff. Here's a layer. You have here your list of operators where you can add more operators and your postfx operators. No, I'm not sure. And let's just start with something basic. And this is just an implicit shape if the pixel is in the region that I just drawn, it's either black or it's just transparent. And now I'm going to add the repeat operator, which does exactly what it sounds like. It repeats stuff. Your mouse is really weird. So, and it's also a bit buggy, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, whatever. You can actually move layers around a bit. And let's actually zoom out. You can zoom in and it's so, and so what should we do next? Now I'm going to add a mirror effect, but I'm going to add it here in this operator list for various reasons. I'm going to show you soon. This is of course boring because it's the same picture. But now let's add some interesting effects, which are, this is a pinch effect you might know from Photoshop. So what we have here, there's a mirror effect still going on in here, and when I move this operator, most of the area where it actually works is just being overwritten by the mirror operator. But I can add more operators and stuff to draw a face, which is what I'm trying to do. Oh, this looks angry. Oh, this is, yeah. So there's also, yeah, since it's resolution independent, because I can just go through the image as I want, I can just render with half resolution. As said, it's really, really slow because it's really hard to optimize stuff You have to calculate everything per pixel. You have to go through the whole rendering tree. But it's really easy to make it even slower by just multi-sampling the whole picture. And yeah. And now I lost where what I wanted to show. There's also some more basic operators, really, like twirl. Oh. And now I'm going to go back to normal because then it's a bit faster. And I find this a very nice technique. I wish I had worked on it more, so I could actually show something better than this. You can still, of course, edit all the other operators here, which might probably will break stuff. No. Psychedelic. Yeah. Of course, I broke load and save, otherwise I just load a project file. As it is, I broke it right now. Yeah, there's also a text operator, which I added. This is just getting the spline information from Windows API and rendering texts. Oh yeah, and best default text ever. Also, it needs to render the text. Where is it? So let's be a bit more family friendly here. What can we do? We can just... Now we have to find the first... Oh, this is getting ugly. Anyway, this is text is just treated as any other operator because it's just spline rendering. And I forgot what I should tell any more about this. Any questions in general about anything? Everybody's shocked. Don't be shy. Okay, thank you for listening, I guess.